the untouchable machine. This is the most dominant Formula One car of the modern era. 22 races, 21 wins. It didn't just win, it rewrote the rules of dominance, while rivals bounced, dragged, and stumbled through the regulations. Red Bull engineered a weapon, not by revolution, but by ruthless evolution. The RB19 didn't just break records, it broke the spirit of its competitors, and it all started with the philosophy: control, consistency, and complete execution. The ground effect. God Red Bull didn't reinvent the wheel. They perfected the monster they already had, the RB18, and took it to its limit. It began underneath. A V-shaped front chassis funneled clean airflow straight into the underfloor tunnels, boosting ground effect and reducing floor separation. That shaped the air and shaped the race. Soft rear suspension and precise geometry, including extreme anti-dive and anti-squat setups, made sure the aero platform stayed stable, even under braking or full throttle. It meant consistent downforce, predictable balance, driver trust, and on the sides, while others like Mercedes went extreme with zero pods, Red Bull went deeper. Literally. The undercut on their side pods became so pronounced, people started calling it a twin floor effect. Internals were repackaged to make room for airflow. It energized the diffuser, boosted rear grip. Everything flowed, and nothing was wasted. The silent killer. Out back, the RB19 got surgical. Red Bull didn't just throw downforce at the rear. They optimized the entire interaction between the rear wing, beam wing, and diffuser. And when DRS opened, the whole rear end stalled cleanly. No drag, no chaos, just 10 to 20 kilometers per hour of free speed down every straight. Small details mattered too. Slim brake calipers, optimized ducts, strategic weight savings. All of it lowered the center of gravity. Even their tire management was world-class. The RB19 kept its tires in the perfect temperature window, allowing Verstappen and Perez to push longer, harder, smarter. Pit stops? The fastest average in 2023. Reliability. 0 mechanical retirements across 22 races. Strategy? So flawless, no one questioned their calls. The RB19 didn't win with gimmicks. No active suspension, no double diffuser. It won with execution, and it may never be matched again. The genius behind the curtain. Red Bull didn't just build a fast car, they built a dynasty, and behind it was one man, Adrian Newey, a master of regulation resets. From the FW14B to the MP4-13, from the RB5 to the RB19, Newey has a gift. He reads a rulebook like it's a treasure map. When ground effect returned in 2022, most teams scrambled. Newey predicted everything: porpoising, drag, packaging issues before the first car hit the track. So while others wasted races fixing problems, Red Bull perfected solutions. And when the FIA handed them a penalty, a 10% reduction in wind tunnel time, they had already finished the hard work. The RB19 was ready before the season even began. They front-loaded development, tested smarter, gathered cleaner data, and refined relentlessly. Where others fought chaos, Red Bull raced clean. While others failed. The RB19 wasn't just fast because Red Bull got it right. It was dominant because everyone else got it wrong. Mercedes clung to the zero-pod concept, a sleek idea that worked in simulations, but failed on the track. Porpoising returned. Balance disappeared. By the time they admitted the concept was flawed, Red Bull had already left the galaxy. Ferrari? They had pace on Saturdays but crumbled on Sundays. Tire degradation, narrow setups, and balance issues haunted them. Even with a new team boss, structural change takes time. They started shifting focus to 2024 mid-season. Aston Martin looked like a surprise early threat. The AMR23 resembled a Red Bull clone. And Alonso's early podiums teased an upset, but development stalled, and the gap to Red Bull never closed. In the end, Ferrari and Mercedes combined for just one win all season. It was the most lopsided championship since 2004. Red Bull didn't just run away with it. They did it while everyone else was tripping over their own shadows. When engineering meets execution, every part of the RB19 was built around one driver, and that driver was Max Verstappen. 19 wins, 575 points, 13 poles, a 290-point gap to second place. Even with the best car, Verstappen elevated it. In Miami, he started 9th and won. In Jeddah, 15th to 2nd. In Spa, from 6th to the lead by lap 17. Perez had the same car, but Verstappen turned it into a weapon. A sharp front end, rock-solid rear, instant rotation, everything Max loves. He dominated high-speed corners, braked later, exited sooner, tires lasted longer under his touch. His average qualifying gap to Perez? Nearly half a second. He didn't just win, he redefined what winning looked like, and he made the RB19 untouchable. The perfect storm. The RB19 wasn't just a fast car, it was the product of perfect timing, flawless engineering, and the collapse of rivals. Red Bull struck when the regulations were fresh, a moment in F1 where dominance is possible, but rarely seized. Other teams spent the year recovering from design flaws. Red Bull spent it winning. There was no revolutionary tech, no silver bullet, just 1,000 small decisions, each one executed with surgical precision. While others experimented mid-season, Red Bull fine-tuned an already perfect machine. The RB19 wasn't unstable, it wasn't unpredictable, it was a platform so refined Verstappen could push every single lap, knowing the car would respond, knowing the data would match the feeling, knowing nothing else could catch him. A legend in carbon fiber. What makes a Formula One car legendary? It's not just speed, it's not just wins, it's dominance so complete, it forces the sport to catch up. The RB19 didn't change F1 through controversy, it changed it through perfection. While the field suffered under regulation tweaks, Red Bull adapted with ease. While others restructured teams and rewrote concepts, Red Bull kept building. And as the checkered flag fell in Abu Dhabi, it became clear the RB19 wasn't just the car of the year, it was the car of the era. No mechanical failures, no tactical blunders, no chinks in the armor, just relentless, refined, record-breaking dominance. It wasn't unbeatable, but no one had what it took to beat it.